Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about the LaTisha Scott and Carlos King interview that was done on Carlos's channel.
Listen, usually I try to make like a video because I can't get all my thoughts out in the reviews and the recaps because it would be over 2 hours long. So I wanted to implement something to where in the middle of the week, we will come and talk in depth about basically the main scene of that episode. So I already had plans to talk about that Martell and Marsau beef and that back and forth. And just before we get into the depth of what we go talk about this episode, what did you think about just how Martell and Marsau was going at each other at that field day thing on last Love and Marriage Huntsville, Blair?
I thought that Marsau was really done with Martell.
Yeah.
Based off of that. Not only just because he said he was done with him, but Marsau has always kept a weird protective energy around Martell.
Yeah.
Even when I felt he didn't deserve it. But I felt this time around Marsau was over the jabs that Martell was telling. It was over all of the accusations. And he said, put it on the table or shut up, pretty much. And Marsau made it clear that he lost all respect for Martell. So there is no coming back from whatever you're trying to talk about.
100%. And in the midst of that, of them going back and forth with each other, Tisha caught some strays.
Yeah.
Basically, like, if I wanted to, I actually could have slept with Tisha. These type of low blow things that Martell is basically saying, but that's what we expected from Martell.
Yeah, and it was like more so him saying about it back in the day, so back in college.
Yes.
So even the way he was putting it out there, it was hard to understand in the episode because of all of the beeping and bleeping out different names or curse words or whatever. But he throws these things out there as though it's present day, like he could presently sleep with Tisha or Tisha messed around with his homeboy. But this is something that Tisha clarified happened back freshman year of college.
2001, I think she said.
2001.
Right? So that's over 23 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? So then there was a scene to where they're in a jewelry store where she's trying to get Marsau to wear his band or buy him a new one and things of that nature. And she talks about how it's been hard these past 6 to 7 years. I think it's been 6 years. 6 years of basically like being basically in the spotlight and people saying things and reading the comments and just basically making it seem like they are picking on me and I didn't do nothing to nobody. And I never brought fully into that because I have been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville since episode 1. You get what I'm saying? So Tisha is the type to where she did not deserve those strays from Martell and some strays that she does get online, but everybody got their own fan base. The same people that love Melody don't like Tisha. The same people that don't like Melody may favor Tisha and things like that. So I did feel like she was putting a little emphasis on basically people are picking on me and saying bad things about me where I've seen Tisha throw rocks before. Yeah. Right? Hell, this season, I seen her when they came back from the trip, when they was in the kitchen, and that's when Marsau was trying to decipher which friend of Melody that Tisha was talking about, and Tisha said something about the one that looked like a man, the one that's tall like a man. So don't make it seem like you don't throw little shade and things of that nature, and that's when Marsau even had to tell you, don't do that. Don't do that to her. So now, as I was preparing to go in depth about the Martell and Marsau video with Blair, I did not know she did a Carlos King interview. I did not know what she said in that Carlos King interview, right? So I watched the clips, and the thing that stood out to me was basically now that the season is already recorded, now Tisha is coming in real time, and she's basically using real time to basically give her response to basically what Martell said. What is your thoughts, Blair, on just how she came on the show and basically gave her response on the alleged things she said and just like basically just her tone and just her mood basically?
Yeah, Tisha was pretty much, gloves off.
Yeah.
That was the attitude that she had about it. She was talking about how Martell likes to bring up old stuff as though it's present to get his point or his jabs across. But Tisha ended up doing the same thing when she brought up the rumors of him possibly sleeping with guys that people talked about when they were in college. So to me, I don't know why she brought that up. I felt like it kind of didn't land the way that she expected it to. Not. I mean, you're on a show with Carlos King. Dustin is there also interviewing you. So I don't think that hit the way she expected it to. Mm-hmm. But maybe she intended for it to hit Martell, and maybe it will hit him in the way she wants it to.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about that?
For one, I didn't like it. To me, it was very distasteful. As a heterosexual guy, I don't think it's cool to even weaponize anybody's sexuality, even if it's the same as mine or not the same as mine. You get what I'm saying? So to even use it as like, what y'all don't know is back on no campus is that he was really sleeping with men and sleeping with guys and things like that, sleeping with boys.
That's what people say.
Yeah, that's what people say, right? And that's when Carlos even tried to protect her and protect, I guess, himself as well by saying allegedly. She said it's not allegedly. And number one, here's the thing, right? Obviously, in the world and things like that, I cannot relate to someone who is homosexual, right? So I don't know what is the process of them coming out, of if they come out on their own or if they've been ousted and things like that. I really don't know. Yeah. Because it's not a big deal for me to be straight. Yeah. Like, because you can find somebody, you can throw a rock and hit a straight person. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, for her to even, let's say, in her attempt of ousting Martell, right? I don't know, like, do you know what room you in? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, do you know what platform you on? And also, if my problem with Tisha is Marsau has been telling you since season 1, and I'm going to put this clip in this episode.
Well, she can't shut up. Okay. So how does she answer the question better? To where she's not crying in the corner.
Like a business person, Maurice.
Well, she's having a tough time doing it.
I know.
Can you help her? All you can do is shut the going forward. They didn't say anything to Tisha that they didn't want Tisha to respond. They called Tisha a dog, she barked. They said this, they had Tisha on a leash.
What on the leash?
Okay, babe. If you proud of how you acted, be that.
I don't know what I did so bad. You like I jumped up and slapped somebody.
Think about what you just done, and you have 2 daughters at home. Would you ever look at somebody on TV and see those 2 daughters and say, "Hey, be like her"? It's not a Facebook post. It's not a "I'm sorry" tomorrow. This is life. This is our moment in time. Your moment in time is now, and you have to choose that. You have to choose that every time. Now, it sounds good. Ain't no cameras on. It sounds good. Ain't nobody here. This is practice. And in practice, we got it. But then as soon as something happens, our emotions come take place, and all of a sudden, we're going crazy. Like, we don't own stuff. Like, we are not who we say we are. No, unacceptable.
That, hey, we don't do that in the sense of, like, we don't play dirty like that because we are the Scotts, meaning that you are a mother, you are more things than just this reality TV show, and what we do and what we say on this social media and on this TV will last. And at the end of the day, stop jumping around, stop barking like a dog when people call you a dog, right? He even referenced throughout the seasons of Tisha being from the other side of the tracks and basically being like her mother Wanda, and Tisha did not like that. And my whole thing is, Tisha, are you so ignorant to the point that, hey, people was already on your side? There was no battle to be won in the whole thing of like, oh, I need to say what I need to say to Martell, because people was already on your side of Tisha did not deserve that.
Martell was out of line.
Was out of line. We already know Martell is probably lying.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Your marriage was not under attack. You get what I'm saying? At least not by Martell, who have no proof of 6 years. 6 years and things of that nature. So everybody was already on your side. There was no battle to be fought. There was no position to be defended. So for you to even go back and try to defend yourself for something that happened in 2001 that was before your husband, why are you riled up about that?
But see, I think that Tisha, Marsau explains that to her, but I don't think she fully grasp the value of what he's saying when he's saying that. Yeah. He's saying that, honestly, you're above this. You're a businesswoman. You actually have things to lose, and Martell doesn't. And during the interview, she talked about how it is hard to deal with somebody who has nothing to lose because they'll go so low. but that doesn't mean, Tisha, that you need to get as low as him to get him back.
Yeah.
His feelings are already hurt, which I liked when Dustin said when he talked about in one clip, Martell was saying that when people make me feel a way, I'm going to do whatever I need to do in order to make them feel that way too. Whether it's the truth, whether it's a lie, whether you actually even wronged him, if you make him feel a way, he's going to try to get you where it hurts.
Yeah.
And the point that Marsau tries to make with Tisha is that you're already winning in life.
Yes.
You're already doing so well. You have you're so blessed and everything is going well for you. And of course, life, you know, there's ups and downs in life, but ultimately you're in a much better position than Martell. And all he has is the nasty words that he can say because he literally blew his life up.
On TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I will give Tisha this much bail in the fact that I'm sure it does get frustrating.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she does want to be able to get in the mud and go back and forth and be able to say whatever nasty things that she can think of in order to get him up off of her or to inflict some type of pain towards him. But girl, he's already hurt. Look at him.
If that.
He already down bad. Like, you know?
And that's, and I guess my issue is, let me say this so it won't be compounded, right?
Okay.
Tisha, I empathize with you. Hard stop.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, you can't fake strength. You can't fake strength. You're either a strong person or you're not, right? And Tisha, there are too many instances to where you have shown yourself to be weak-minded and weak when it comes to these type of situations, to where someone can literally tell you the play for play, well, what is going to happen? Martell's going to go this low, or people's going to go this low, right? And for you to know that the punch is going to happen, for you to know when the punch is going to happen, where it's going to come from, and for you to be surprised every time, and for you to let it impact you that deeply, I don't think reality. I saw this and even was more on my point of, I don't think TV's for you. I don't think reality TV's for you. I don't think the public eye is for you because I don't think you can handle it. Because I don't know how many times do people have to, and when I say people, I mainly mean your husband, have to tell you, hey, don't do that. Right? Because it looks weak.
But the thing is, I will say that when it comes to Tisha, she's married.
Yes.
And I think that they do marriage in the traditional way of where the husband is a leader and, you know, he takes into account what she says, but ultimately, like, he helps guide the direction of their marriage just from what we've seen on the show. And it seems like Tisha, with the critiquing of their marriage and the harshness from some of the castmates, specifically Martell, she is getting to the point to where she doesn't want to listen to Marsau. She wants to do what she's naturally inclined to do, and which is bite back. And she's even said through that interview that, you know, I've been quiet and I've held back and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm on reality TV, so I need to respond, you know, as a reality TV person,
that's the problem,
and get my lick back. And the thing is yes, Tisha, you can do that, but it doesn't, I don't think it hits in the way that you intended to. It doesn't make him look any worse than he already does.
No.
And like you said, you're not on the losing side of the battle. So for you to respond to him, like the people, you know, Dustin and Tamber was saying in the interview, is like, Martell is clearly in the wrong. Okay. So what you said today, sure. Okay. But it really didn't need to be said because he is a loose cannon and we can all see it, you know?
Yeah. And my whole thing is, yes, she wasn't on the losing side of the battle, but now she is. Right.
Well, now she has something to where it's saying like, okay, Tisha, did you have to go at somebody's sexuality like that?
You can't. Yeah. It's not even that. It's the whole thing of you look weak. And the thing about it is, maybe it's just what it is. Like this whole thing of the excuse that we give ourselves of, well, I'm on reality TV, so I might as well just, you know, act like a reality TV person, as if she did not have some of the things that some of these reality TV people want before she even joined the show. Right. Marsau and all of them has been successful, Melody and things of that nature. When they all come back, you know, the comeback group that they tried 13 times, right? They all were successful in their own right before reality TV. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So their riches or their wealth or their success did not come from Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? So for her to scoop down and to basically want to be a reality TV star and to respond like a reality TV person, that's like me coming on YouTube and say, well, I see how some people respond and do reviews on YouTube, but I'm going to talk like that and basically talk about the person as if I personally know them and basically like put 20 on 10. Like, no, I have things in life. I'm winning in life, in real life. So it's like, I think, Tisha, you expose yourself. Number one, let me tell you where you expose yourself. A lot of people are not going to feel sorry for you because, number one, they already don't feel sorry for you, but they're definitely not going to feel sorry for you because you said in this interview with Carlos that everything with Melody and Martell between them is true. Right, but we seen the seasons to where y'all was trying to playing coy with Melody, like, you know, what if you and Martell get back together and stuff like that. But
y'all knew how
dirty Martell was. Mm-hmm. So don't try to make it seem like you're innocent and that like you're going through depression and things are like, woe is me, where basically you may have contributed to somebody else's strife. You get what I'm saying? Melody is basically in this group. I don't know how many friends she's with originally or by way of Martell. I don't know. But my whole thing is y'all knew for a fact, you said it out your mouth, that everything that Martell have done with the RP and so forth and other videos and other pictures is true with Martell. Y'all know the character of Martell. But yet Martell has been defended season on season on season when it comes to Melody. Yeah. Right.
And now it's gotten to be too low for y'all.
And now it's too low and now y'all want to speak up.
Yeah.
No. Y'all not going to speak up now when now charges are now brought up, right? To where y'all can look like, you know what? That is real bad and I stand against that. Did you stand against it before? You get what I'm saying? All the other things, you know, because all these other things in your secret closet that you said that you can bring up, that you said you're tired of being quiet. Now I can't believe you.
But I guess I have a question for you then.
Help me.
So say like you have a friend, right?
I have a friend.
And your friend is cheating on his wife.
Cheat on his wife.
Would you stop being friends with somebody because they're cheating on their wife?
I would not stop being friends with them if they was cheating on their wife, especially if it was like a best friend.
Yeah.
And things like that. No, I would not. Mm-hmm. Are we talking about to the levels that Martell was doing where he was doing RP or just cheating?
No, because it hadn't gotten to that point at that when they were still defending him and saying he was a good guy and all that type of stuff. Like, to me,
I wouldn't say that though. Like
you wouldn't say he's a good guy.
I wouldn't be in defense of him. Of basically saying, hey, get back with him. Right. Yeah. And like he didn't mean to, because mind you, this is not. You would be
his friend, but you would be like, you messed up.
This is not just cheating. Mm-hmm. This is multiple cheating, and this is baby.
Yeah.
After there was an alleged a alleged discontinuation of one baby.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I have enough evidence to be like, bro, don't go back to Melody.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I would not play with Melody and be like, you're not over Martell. Mm-hmm. Like my whole thing is I can compartmentalize of like, you are that friend, but obviously since we are one big group, you can't be around doing like, you know, when all of us together and she's around, because you ruin your family.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So even though I may still be their friend, I'm not going to antagonize and kind of poke at their marriage.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Or poke at their failed marriage. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why, like with Tisha and even like everybody else on the cast, I don't want them to try to basically play the like, you know, I'm holier than thou, the self-righteous thing of like Martell is wrong. Martell been wrong. It didn't take RP for Martell to be wrong with Melody. And now we want to look at Melody, and I'm not a mellometer, right? But now we want to look at Melody as Melody is going too far with cutting y'all off. Melody's going too far now with basically keeping it a professional relationship. Now Melody's going too far with going on her revenge tour, you know, sitting down and trying to get some so it's like, Tisha, I understand that you've been in the spotlight for 6 seasons and things of that nature, but save the tears. It like the whole like, you know, they picking on me. I've seen you pick up rocks and I've seen you throw it when you have a glass house yourself.
Yeah.
And that's not right. So in conclusion, unless you have something else to add.
No. Mm-mm.
In conclusion, I feel like Tisha, you was out of pocket when it came to that interview with Carlos, right? Not because I don't believe what you're saying. It's because, listen, don't imitate a loser. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, a lot of people won't know if you're imitating or if you are one. Right? Don't play in the pen with pigs and be mad that you're dirty. What you did was no better. It was foul. You did not read the room, and things of that nature. And to make it seem like you have all this information and things of that nature. Now, if Martell was to say something back, he is within his right to defend himself. Like it just is what it is. And at the end of the day, you're not going to fight Martell. So all you doing is just dragging Marsau into a situation where Marsau already said he's trying to get me to fight him, and I'm not going to fight him.
Yeah.
And now what's going to happen is, and I'm not saying that Marsau does, and hold on, hard stop. Hard stop means y'all got to listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Right? I am not saying that Marsau does a good job at defending his marriage on TV. Hard stop.
Yeah.
So we can all agree on that, right? But what I'm saying is that when you go this dirty, right, you really don't know the levels, especially with Martell, the type of person that he's shown himself to be on TV, the levels that he will go, right? You thinking this is just it. No, there's pisses of hell that he can go to, right? And what's going to happen is you're going to now look to your husband to defend you. And your husband told you, hey, don't get in the pen with pigs.
Yeah. So
now, guess what? You left yourself open to it. Now, I will never feel sorry for Tisha for saying, like, you know, reality TV is too much for me. Go home, don't do the show, and things of that nature. Because we seen what it was like when Melody and Martell basically their marriage was on display, and Melody emotions and her trauma and things of that nature was on display, and y'all wasn't basically defending her and speaking up for her and basically isolating yourself from Martell and things of that nature. Y'all still was inviting him and being friends with him and talking to him and even playing around with, hey, maybe y'all get back together. But now, which is RP, so y'all can clear y'all names and y'all can look good in the light. Now y'all want to be like, oh yeah, it's too far and it's true. Save it. I'm over it. You get what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is my in-depth look on the scene, but Tisha added to it, so it sounded I sound a little bit like Tisha, a little emotional. You know what I'm saying? You know? Anything else?
That's all I got.
We see y'all.
Bye.